Happening right now on Focus at 4. Testimony continues in the punishment phase for Gabriel Hall. Hall is the man convicted for the 2011 shooting and stabbing death of Edwin Shar Jr. inside of Shar's College Station home. Hall also used a knife to stab Shar's wife Linda several times, but she survived. Prosecutors are pushing for the death penalty, but defense attorneys are using Hall's childhood troubles as an explanation for what happened. In court today, the 22-year-old was described as a very intelligent student fascinated by insects. A government official testified this morning that Gabriel and his siblings grew up in the slum in the Philippines and would run around in only t-shirts and no underwear. He said the kids would often go hungry and that they were abused by their father. Coming up at 5, we'll go into more testimony today from Gabriel's biological father, who is also accused of killing a man in the Philippines. And at 6, we'll have more on remarks made by Gabriel Hall as a child just after the 9/11 attacks in America. Gabriel said he wanted to make a bomb. Rusty Surrett will have that live report from the courthouse. That is at 6 o'clock. Whataburger is responding on social media today after 2 North Texas police officers claimed that the fast food restaurant, this just makes you cringe, claims they did not serve them because of the uniforms they were wearing.
Officer Cameron Beckham and Reserve Deputy Michael McGovern stopped by a Whataburger location in Louisville, right by where I grew up, for a bite to eat before their overnight shift started.
You hate to hear about that close to home, huh? According to the officers, workers at the restaurant Tuesday night denied them service. The officers apparently came in, and then an employee said, "We don't serve police." Whataburger has spared no time responding to this situation. They responded last night on Twitter. They posted this statement on their Facebook page today. Quote, "We were appalled to hear of an employee refusing service to 2 officers, as we have proudly served first responders across our system for decades. As soon as we heard of this isolated incident, we began our own internal investigation overnight. The employee that refused service is no longer employed with Whataburger. We've also invited the officers back today so we can apologize in person and make this right." What do you think, Max? How many Whataburgers can make this right? This is a very...
For me, it would only take one.
It would take one. Yeah, one more bite and you're good.
Yeah, exactly, because I love it that much. Officer McGovern stated that he knows Whataburger as a company to be very supportive of the law enforcement community and that this was not a corporate issue, but simply an employee issue at a single station.
Which I think is great that they're not holding it against Whataburger as a company completely, but still some free Whataburgers in that process.
That'd be a hard stand. You know, you hear about people boycotting certain restaurants and stuff like that. I don't know if I could do it against Whataburger.
Against Whataburger, you're just
It's too good.
You'd still be sneaking through the drive-thru and getting that food.
Wearing big shades and a hat.
The officers are meeting with Whataburger's corporate execs today to talk a little bit more about the issue. But hopefully, again, just an isolated incident and everybody can feast and move on.
Yeah. More news out of North Texas. An Irving ISD student, Ahmed Muhammad, likes to make his own radios and clocks and even repairs his own go-kart.
So the story is, hoping to impress his teachers this week, Muhammad brought in a homemade clock to school, and things unfortunately did not go quite as planned. Here's what happened. When Muhammad brought the clock to school, the school phoned police, thinking the student had made some sort of hoax bomb. Muhammad was put in handcuffs at the school and promptly taken to juvie.
Ahmed was also suspended. The Council on American Islamic Relations is blaming Islamophobia in Irving for the incident. Muhammad kept telling everyone that his creation was simply a clock, but he said nobody would listen to him.
The president, though, has gotten in on this conversation. He tweeted today at POTUS, "Cool clock, Ahmed. Want to bring it to the White House? We should inspire more kids like you to like science. It's what makes America great." And I like the president's response to it, because whatever the intention or implication for the president's tweet and whatever happened at that school and whatever their reasons were, yeah, we should encourage more kids to get behind science.
Yeah, nothing wrong with tinkering if you're tinkering for the right stuff.
Absolutely, yeah, and everybody knows your tinkering intentions.
Right.
Millions of Facebook users, who doesn't use Facebook out there? Some of you are holdouts, but here's maybe a reason for some to sign back on and for some to sign off. Facebook users have been demanding it for years, and now Facebook boss Mark Zuckerberg has said that the social media site will finally create a dislike button for users.
Big time,
Dislike.
big time news. Zuckerberg says the quote, "We have finally heard you and we're working on this and we will deliver something that meets the needs of the larger community."
But not everyone is real happy with this decision. A lot of people are saying that the dislike button will just add to that huge amount of negativity that is already out there on the internet. Some think the dislike button could even be responsible for a new form of internet bullying.
The dislike button is set for an initial trial run sometime soon. There's no guarantee that it will become a permanent part of Facebook.
You know, I'm going to go dislike on the dislike button.
I'll
I do think people are already too mean on the internet. We don't need to give them a one-click way to do it.
I'll tell you what, I'm just nervous that, if I ever get a forecast wrong, that, the ratio from the dislikes to likes, this is not good for weather people.
This is not. You're going to get
right
some
now.
dislikes.
Not good for meteorologists.
Yeah.
No.
Dislikes when you get it wrong, and dislikes when it's just bad weather out there.
Yeah, if it's too hot and humid, and even if I got the forecast right, there's still the dislike button.
Well, now
there.
I take it
and
back.
I would be tempted to do that too because I'm not a big fan of the weather right now.
Now
either,
I'm going to use a dislike button. Now,
for
now
all
I've,
of my
I've,
forecasts.
I've
Thank
changed
you.
my mind. Dislike
All right,
button.
you approve of the dislike button now.
A thumbs, like for the dislike button.
Okay.
But we will see how that goes. Hopefully, people can control themselves. We know that's tough on the internet. But
Going on, they had poke wars, so maybe now they're going to be
poke wars.
They're going to be dislike wars.
We will see.
Check this out. The man responsible for shooting fireworks during home runs for the Indians. This is in Cleveland, and a Kansas City player hit a home run. He accidentally hit the button when the Royals hit a home run.
This is so sad to me. Look at him hiding his face. He's clearly upset by the mistake, and they won't take the camera off of him. This guy just made a mistake.
Oh, poor dude. There's so many emotions there. I mean,
I know.
The terrible person in me wants to laugh a little bit
It's
because
a little funny.
It was a mistake, it happens. But yeah, the camera was on him for so long. The Indians tweeted a line from the movie Dumb and Dumber. This is my favorite part. After it happened, it stated to the fireworks guy, "Pardon me, Mr. Perfect. I guess I forgot you never ever make a mistake."
So that was, I feel like, their way of saying, you know what, everybody hating on fireworks guy, he made a mistake, right? Isn't that what they're saying?
Yeah, I guess.
I hope
mean,
so.
He'll be all right.
They should
I'm
stand
sure,
up for their
surely he wasn't
fireworks
fired
guy.
for something like that, I think.
Fired for the fireworks mistake?
Yeah. It's a mistake he probably won't make again.
I would say no.
Yeah.
It's in hindsight, it's a little bit funny. Hey, stick with us. Coming up right after this, we have House Call. We have Falls Prevention Awareness Day coming up next week. There are a lot of events that you can find out more about right after the break.